Hey everyone, I'm in Flagler, Colorado. It's a little town on the eastern plains east of Lyman. It's a little farming community. Look at that beautiful tree. I'm in the park here. That's an American elm. I think this is a cedar or a juniper. But in 1951, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, there was an air show tragedy, and it killed 13 children, 6 adults on the ground, and the pilot who was piloting the plane, Lieutenant Norman Jones. He was from Lowry Air Force Base, September 15th, 1951, and this is the memorial dedicated to these people who lost their lives. He was flying a TIM aircraft model N2T. He came from Denver, and the guy really didn't have any experience being a stunt pilot, but he said he did. He was 29 years old, and he told the guy that was in charge, I think it was Mr. Madsen, that he had experience doing stunt flights. But in actuality, he didn't. And what's the weird thing? He was going to come from Denver, and he was going to practice some stunts on the way from Denver, which is about 120 miles. Can you imagine practicing doing stunts before you actually go to the air show? And he actually came in under 500 feet in the air show. He actually arrived kind of late, and he was put some smoke out, for the people to see that kind of cool display. And then he started going into a roll, and he should have stayed at least 500 feet away from the people, but he did not. So he started to do a roll, and he was too low, and he was doing these acrobatics, and the wing hit the ground, and as he was doing the roll, and it just spiraled from there into the crowd and into the cars. I know the Keller, there's a little story. I think his name was Charles Keller, the husband. Catherine was his wife. These were his 2 children. I think she was 13 and this John was only 6. And he says, uh-oh, uh, hit the ground, Catherine. There's a airplane coming. And unfortunately, it plowed right into the spectators. And that Charles, I believe his name was Charles, got up and he couldn't see his wife or his kids. And unfortunately, they had perished. And this 29-year-old pilot said that he could do these stunt maneuvers, but in actuality, he couldn't, because I think he flew mostly bombers in World War II. So, crazy situation. Below 500 feet, he defied all the rules of the air show. I guess he was hot dogging it, and then unfortunately, he kills himself and 19 other people. It was the Flagler Air Show disaster, September 15, 1951. So, very sad day in history. I think it's one of the worst air dis- uh, air disasters spectator in history, and it was conducted by Rocky Mountain Air Shows Incorporated, Denver. And another interesting thing is Mr. Norman Jones needed to get permission from his commanding officer to do that show, and he did not get that permission to do that. So it's pretty unfortunate that that happened. Let's go over here. This is kind of a nice little park. They have nice trees here. Most of these people are buried. There's a cemetery just west of here. Maybe I can go back and find a few of the victims. I just want to see this over here describing flag. I think it was established 1888. Flagler is also the capital of the birdseed company. What birdseed company is that? I forget. And there's a 50s diner over here I want to check out. 1888, elevation 4949. Yeah, the airport no longer exists over there. Well, it's a crop dusting airport now. But I just want to let people know this horrible disaster, this air show disaster in 1951 in Flagler. Not many people know about it. Can you imagine practicing stunts on the way to a air show because you've never really done stunts before? I can't believe they hired that guy. Defied all the rules of the air show, under 500 feet elevation, doing stunts, made a roll, hit the ground, plowed into the people. He fell out, actually, of the airplane when he rolled that over. And the fuselage hit a row of cars and hit the people, spectators. Here's the last look at this memorial. If you ever get a chance, come to Flagler. It's a quiet little town. They have another little aircraft here. And that Tim aircraft was mostly plywood. Can you believe that? Because it was kind of an experimental aircraft, or maybe like a tutorial aircraft. So it was nothing like this thing. This thing is obviously metal. Boy, it's a hot day. Look at the thunderstorms are coming. I'll probably get stuck in a thunderstorm. Lockheed T-33 Shooting Star. 600 miles per hour with a 1,200-mile range. That's cool that they have one here. All right, from Flagler, Colorado. This is George Sawtooth on a hot Sunday afternoon. That is a beautiful park. Okay. God bless. Take care. Bye.